Well, the biggest thing I thought we improved with from last year this time, we had a lot more guys on the field this year that didn't get that opportunity before. So I was really proud of the fact, number one, offensively, we didn't turn the ball over. We protected ourselves. Defensively, we made some adjustments early in the game that really helped us. We play with a lot of passion and intensity, which is always kind of, you can't find a lot of that in practice. You can at a certain point, but there's a big difference when the lights go off and when the whistles are happening and the crowd's yelling and how guys are going to react. So I was really proud for some of these guys' first times out, and a couple of things for the guys really getting after it, playing intense, and most of all, just loved the passion that we had this Friday night. Had a great crowd considering the weather was just crazy with the lightning delays and the crazy amount of rain. And so I told our guys on Sunday that I thought we handled the elements really well. I was really proud of how they handled the outside things that they can't control. So overall, Tallahassee came in and man, those guys play hard. Mike Battles does such a great job with it, and just really excited about how our guys were able to finish the game. Didn't get off to the best start that we wanted, but once we settled in, we started playing ball like we know we could play. Well, I think overall we had a couple of surprises. Chase Little came out and he graded 86%, had 14 pancakes. That's a really good night for an offensive lineman. Everybody offensively played well, especially our receivers and our quarterback. So I was pretty impressed with how we handled the football, and that's what really we're looking for. We're looking for speed. We're looking to handle the football. So I really don't want to. There's so many guys that played well. I want to make sure that they all get the credit for that because there were so many guys that did what they needed to do. A couple of big catches, big runs in that game. Morris Carmichael had a big catch. Miles Butler had a touchdown catch. Did a great job of getting off a block. DJ Carter had a couple of really good competitive carries. Christian handled the ball well. Christian Ivey, our quarterback, handled the ball well. So Darrell Gibson, I think, had 100 yards rushing. So a lot of that on offense. On the defensive side of the ball, Pat Ryan had 7 tackles, had 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, fumble recovery, and a forced fumble. So that's a big night. That's a lot. There's a lot of numbers on that for Pat. TJ Dudley, Bull as we call him, had 12 tackles, 3 of them for loss. So really proud of how they played. But the biggest thing is we settled in. We didn't give up over 100 yards on the ground, which is always our goal going into the game, is to control the ground game on both ends. And had a good night doing that. It's going to be a really tough week this week. Number one, it's a long road trip. We'll be on the bus for about 3 hours, getting up the road to Anniston, and a very athletic team. One that is are going to play hard at their house. We haven't traveled this far in a while, and it's going to be good for us to get on the road here early and do it. So I want us to be able to handle that well. So I want to see how our senior leadership helps these young guys understand how we travel, what is business and what is pleasure, making sure that when we're here, we're on a road trip to get a job done. And it's going to be a tough night because it's a new environment for us, and there's a very fast and athletic football team. So we've got a great challenge ahead of us. They're going to present some pressures. They've got a couple of players on offense that can really motor and really go. So it's going to be really important for us to get lined up correctly and to keep our eye discipline well on defense. It's going to be important for us on offense to stay with our responsibilities and do our job and make some big plays. It's going to be a big play game. I think both teams, the team that has the most big plays and who surrenders the least, is going to come out with the most points here at the end of this one. Special teams will be the great equalizer. As it usually is. Really proud of Zach Papanassis and Michael Russo and how they've been kicking the football, and this will be a big game for them. We spend a lot of time in the kicking game. We take a lot of pride in it, and we just want to see that come to fruition tonight, and especially in those road games. Early in the year, this is Anniston's first football game, and so that's always the first thing I get the most nervous about on that first Friday night is how is our special teams going to react and how we're going to play in that aspect of the game. And so I'm hoping that Anniston's worried with the same way, and I hope our kickers do what they're supposed to do. What just an incredible night for the Catholic family, and even our visiting team, Tallahassee. There was so many people that stuck out this lightning and rain and stayed this whole time. It was our biggest gate that we've had at Catholic since I've been here, and that says something, especially considering that the rain and the lightning that we had. So thank you to everybody that chose to come out and support the greatest sport that happens in America right now, and that is high school football. And thank you so much for being there and sticking with us through the rain. We had, 500 people at the end of it celebrating with us. That's awesome. You're the best crowd there is, Montgomery Catholic family. And if you can make it this week, come on and please make that trip up to Anniston, and let's show the folk, these Bulldogs, how we do things and how we get on the road. And wish everybody the best, and make sure you keep yourself safe traveling. Thank you, Knight family. Go Knights.